Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here. You know, I had a great time in Puerto Rico. I feel really good helping out others in need, knowing that we end up changing people's lives. And to me, that's what everything is about. Your job, my job, each and every one of us is, as you make it up the mountain, that you bring up your fellow man or woman up on that mountain as well. That's what life's all about. At least that's the way I've always tried to live life. And it was great being there. It feels great to be back home. And it makes you appreciate all of the things that we have. You may not have everything that you want in life, but you know what? There are people that wish they had as much as you did. So it's a humbling experience, and experience that I will forever keep with me. And hopefully I'll get a chance to do that again and again and again. So here we are. It's Saturday night, and this daylight savings time. I didn't experience it because they turned the clocks back, and we were in Puerto Rico. So now it's like it's dark early. It feels like nighttime, and it's only like 6 o'clock. So I hate that. I hate being dark early in the evenings. There's so much stuff that I want to do, need to do, like to do, but you get home from work and it's nighttime. But anyway, our Dallas Cowboys, our 5-3 Dallas Cowboys that I think are halfway there to making the playoffs. I always like to break down the season into quarters. You need 2 quarters where you go 3-1, and then the other two you can go 2-2. That gets you to 10 wins. Well, thus far we've done that the first half. Now we've got the Minnesota Vikings. People will tell you that, the Vikings are a better team than what the Cowboys are. That Kirk Cousins, he's a great quarterback and things. He's elite and yada, yada, yada. And of course, Dak Prescott, he's got accuracy issues. He's not a big time player. And the team only wins because of Zeke Elliott. Well, what's good for the goose is always good for the gander, as they always say. Kirk Cousins goes when Devin Cook goes. It's key. They run the football, and that's why it's more effective. Regardless of what you hear from all the talking heads about, Dak Prescott needs those guys to win. The reality is you win when you have a running game more times than not. If you look at, some of these other quarterbacks like Carson Wentz, you look at the big wins that they've had against the Green Bay Packers and things like that, they ran the ball actually more than they were able to pass the football. You control the clock. You keep the other teams off the field, and you wear out defenses. That's just the way it is. And anybody who tells you that just because you're passing the ball a hell of a lot, you're going to win, well, take a look at Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is one of the most yardage in the NFL right now. Matt Ryan, another one. And they're not winning. Why? Because they're not balanced. And that's the Dallas Cowboys thing right now that's great about their offense is they are 100% balanced. Fourth in running the football, fourth in passing, number one in yardage. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, you can look at and say they've been up and down. They've had games where the first game of the season, I think Kirk Cousins only threw the ball 11 times. They were able to run the ball, get the victory, and against Atlanta. But again, it was only against Atlanta. 10. 10 passes Kirk Cousins had for 98 yards, and they beat the Atlanta Falcons. They ended up losing, of course, to Green Bay in a slugfest. And again, Kirk Cousins only had 230 yards. Now, the last few games, he kind of got into a rhythm where they were just blowing people out. But we're talking about the Washington Redskins. We're talking about the Detroit Lions. We're talking Philadelphia and the New York Giants. Those were those big games that Kirk Cousins, had 138, 141, 112. But he came back down to earth somewhat against Kansas City. He had 3 TD passes, but only 220 yards. They got the loss. Now, the question is, will Kirk Cousins be the Kirk Cousins that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys have faced when he was with the Washington Redskins going 4-0? When you look at teams like the New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, Washington Redskins, and Kansas City Chiefs. None of them have exactly a great defense. The Dallas Cowboys defense quietly is the sixth-ranked defense in the NFL. And I know a lot of people will be surprised by that, but the Dallas Cowboys basically in every category just about are top 10. That top 10 we need to translate into getting more victories out of. But I believe that we'll be able to shut down Delvin Cook, because the bottom line is you need to shut him down and make Kirk Cousins be the one that hurts you. I can't pronounce his last name, their wide receiver, he's going to be out, which definitely hurts them. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys defense are getting close to being that really elite defense. And I think we're going to see a lot of that tomorrow. DeMarcus Lawrence kind of started off slow, but quietly he has been coming on the last few weeks and now leads the team in quarterback pressures with 29. First couple of games of the season, he was only playing about 60% of the snaps. And partially, I think that was by design, because they know his shoulder was still healing. In the end, we may look back and say that that was actually the best thing for the Dallas Cowboys, because he's going to be able to still be strong, or getting stronger as the season goes on, as we get into December and hopefully towards the playoffs, that he's still going to be in great shape and not completely worn out because he didn't have to play as many snaps early. Michael Bennett, that's going to be another guy who he played a lot of snaps, 39 in his first game in New England, but his snaps, he's only played 139 before coming to the Dallas Cowboys. That guy is going to have a good win, and you could see the benefits of having him his first game back, where he literally became another one-man wrecking crew. And getting this rotation of guys, where you've had guys like Kerry Hayter that have played pretty well in spots when needed. Of course, Robert Quinn has been a little bit nicked up. He's still a beast. And now Antoine Woods is finally getting healthy as well. The Dallas Cowboys could end up having one of the best defensive fronts in the league. Now, we've seen that Van Der Esch kind of had a little bit of that sophomore slump a little bit. He kind of came back down to earth. He's been a little bit nicked up. But you've seen Shawn Lee. Shawn Lee, and I said this in the offseason when the Cowboys re-signed him, and Shawn Lee went to the team and said, listen, I'll take a pay cut because you've got other people that need to be paid on here, and I want to be part of this team. Shawn Lee, you can see he recognizes screens. Nothing fools him. And for him to be able to go out there, step in, get 12 freaking tackles last week, and now you got Van Der Esch, who's going to be healthy and able to play. You can get in there and rotate these guys. It's going to be able to keep people fresh. And that's the key. If you've got guys that are out there, that are hungry, that want to get on the field and know that I got to show up to stay on the field, you're going to get guys that are going to be able to make plays and have a tremendous impact, as well as hopefully be healthier as the season goes on, because they don't have as much wear and tear. And I believe in this defense. The only thing that this defense really and truly has not been able to accomplish as much as you like, but they have been coming along much, much better, is interceptions. You think about New England, I think New England's like at 16, 17 interceptions on the season. And here it is, total, we got 4. 4 freaking interceptions, which is pathetic. We have got to take the ball away more, because turnovers are like money in the bank, okay? When you get that turnover, that gives you the advantage of that defense on the other team being surprised and have to, oh, shit, we got to run out of the field and play. And that opens you up for, the deep pass down the field, because they are trying to hurry up and get on the field to get the play called and everything else, and boom. They can be as much as a 14-point swing, because the other team can be going down there about to score a touchdown, and all of a sudden you get a pick six, it's a 14-point swing, or you get the ball in great field position and you get a touchdown. They are game changers, and for the most part, you will see the teams that are up here in the top that are winning more games than not. It's not necessarily that they have players that are head and shoulders above everybody else. It's because they get more opportunities with the football. They get takeaways and they don't turn over the football. And there is no more damning stat than that. If you turn over the ball, chances are you're going to lose. You can see the difference in the Philadelphia Eagle game where we came out early, we got the ball from Carson Wentz, and we go in and score. It demoralizes the other team. So we need to go in there and put pressure on Kirk Cousins and let Kurt be Kurt and turn over the damn ball. We do that, we can have victory. And we can go ahead and stop this nonsense that Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Because I'm sorry, he may have numbers and yards and things like that, but he is nowhere near as accomplished as what Dak Prescott's been. Another guy who was a fourth-round draft pick. He's had a great career. He's got some great numbers. He got paid the first fully guaranteed contract. But what do you got to show for it? Thus far, not much. So we'll see what happens with that. I am ecstatic about being back here in the man cave and being able to sit out here and watch the game. Hopefully, I've got to talk to my guys, see if they're going to come over and watch the game tomorrow night. Got to get some chicken wings and everything else and get myself back together. Took a nice nap this afternoon, got a big cup of coffee, and I am feeling good and ready for the game. And I want to thank everybody. I've got so many text messages and emails and Instagram posts and things like that. I may never be able to catch up. Stuart Morrison, I saw your emails. I just did not have time to read them when we were in Puerto Rico. There was just so much stuff to do. But I want to thank everybody who's already voted for me for Fanside Fan of the Year. It's kind of a pain in the rear end when you go onto the site. They go through all of the different contestants, and you have to go all the way to the bottom. You'll see the like a little floating thing at the bottom there. You have to either subscribe or click no thanks, or else you won't see where you actually vote. But it's down there. If you can go in there and vote for me, I would really and truly appreciate it. I would love to bring this victory home for the Dallas Cowboys, and maybe this could be the start of a lot more victories for the Cowboys, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? And let's get it done. We'll find out on the 13th, so 4 days from now, whether or not I am the one. And if I am, it's because of all you guys. So let's get on to game day. I'm Mark Holmes, and I will see you guys here soon.